Hi, good morning, guys. And today we are going for one important topic, that is custom duty. What is custom duty here? See, before introduction of custom duty, I'm going for tax here, that is VAT, any kind of CST, excise. What is VAT here? VAT is all kind of some kind of taxes. What is VAT? VAT is a kind of tax applicable at the time of any kind of goods made between intrastate. If I'm going to transfer any kind of goods, if you're going to sell any kind of goods within a state, I have to pay some kind of tax. It is VAT. Next one, if I'm going to do any kind of transactions between the states, interstates, then I have to pay some kind of tax. It is called as CST. But at present there is many kind of CST as well as VAT. Next one, what is excise here? Excise duty is nothing but at the time of payment, at the time of manufacture of goods within India, I have to pay some kind of tax. It is called as excise duty. It is applicable on the manufacturing of goods. Whatever goods you are manufacturing, on those goods, we have to pay some kind of tax. It is comes under excise duty. At the present, all these three is clubbed into, that is GST. There is one more, that is called as your custom duty. What is custom duty? Custom duty is a kind of tax applicable at the time of any kind of goods, movement of goods between the countries. If I am going to transfer, if I am going to make any kind of transaction between the countries, I have to pay one kind of tax, that is comes under your custom duty. See, duty, what is duty here? Duty is nothing but it's a kind of tax paid by associated with the government. It is called as duty. What is customs? See how this name is came into picture in the sense, during 14th century, if any foreign trader enters into his kingdom, for the king has to offer some kind of gift, so that king is going to allow him to be some kind of trading activities into his kingdom. It is comes under your practices. Later on, it will become some kind of practices for all the foreign trader. Those who are only foreign trader enters into India, they have to first meet the king. They have to offer some kind of gift. Then only they are going to allow them to do some kind of trading activities into his kingdom. Later on, in 1962, the government of India has introduced one act, that is Customs Act of 1962. Customs Act of 1962. Next one, under section 156 of Customs Act of 1962 say, next one, under section 157 of 1962, here the government of India has the power to make some kind of rules of customs. Who is going to make the rules in the sense, that is government of India. They are going to make some kind of rules of customs, and regularly they are going to issue some kind of notifications. Whereas when come under section 157 of 1962, that is CBIC. Please make a note. Previous years and all it is CBEC. Now it is renamed as CBIC. This the institution is going to regulate the customs activities. So what is CBIC here? CBIC is a kind of authority body. They are going to control the entire customs duty as well as customs act. What is CBIC here? Before CBIC, go for this one. CBIC, that is Central Board of Excise and Customs. Central Board of Excise and Customs. This is CBEC. But at present, now it is renamed as CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs, because excise now it is merged under GST. So only we need to rename as CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs. This is the institution is going to control entire activities of customs. Next one. Go for one diagram. By using the diagram, we need to learn few concepts for calculation of assessable value. Then a few concepts like example. First one, exporter factory. Exporter port. Importer port. Then see, custom is nothing but it's a kind of indirect tax at the payment at the time of any kind of movement of goods between the countries is called as custom duty. Here we have to learn one concept. So what is India here? See, India is nothing but under Customs Act. We need to say that, like example, this is my India from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Here, what the customer is saying that India includes not only the land mass, this is called as land mass of India, but it is also includes territorial waters of India. So what is here territorial waters? Like example, this is the end of Indian border. From here, we need to consider that is 200 nautical miles. From the border, we have to consider 200 nautical miles above the sea level. Again, when come to below the sea level, we have to consider 12 nautical miles. So this is the entire part is called as India. It means India means not only the land border, but it also includes some kind of territorial waters of India. That is, from the border, we have to consider 200 nautical miles above the sea level. When come to below the sea level, we have to consider 12 nautical miles. Oh, what is here nautical miles here? That is 1 nautical mile equals, that is 1.852 kilometers, or else we should take it as 1.85 kilometers. In the same way, we have to consider 200 nautical miles above the sea level. When come to below the sea level, we have to consider 200 nautical miles. In this, wherever you do transaction, it comes under custom duty for the India. One more. This is India. I consider 200 nautical miles above as well as below 200 nautical miles. Next one, assume it as here is somewhere Sri Lanka. Here also Sri Lanka also they have to consider 200 nautical miles. It belongs to Sri Lanka. Here 200 nautical miles belongs to India. What about this between these two countries? There is some kind of sea level. It is not control of India, entirely control of India as well as entirely control of Sri Lanka. If you are doing any kind of transaction in this part, it is called as IC port. Wherever you are doing any kind of transaction in this level, it comes under tax between the two governments, that is equal. Tax they have to pay both for Sri Lankan government as well as Indian government, that is equal. If I am doing transaction in this level, I have to pay to Sri Lanka. If I am doing any kind of transaction here I have to pay tax to the Indian government. If you do any kind of transaction between this level, means under this ICS level, they have to pay the tax for the both the governments on equal basis. That is on 1:1 basis. See, for competition purpose, for problem purpose, we have to identify 4 items here. First one, we have to identify what is FOB, what is CAF, what is rate of the duty, what is exchange rate. For all those 4, go for one simple example. When come to custom duty, means if you transfer any kind of goods between the countries, we are going to get 2 parties. One is importer, one more is exporter. As we see here, 4 stages. One is exporter factory, one more is exporter port, one more is importer port, then one more is importer factory. Example, India. As we see, India is importing some kind of goods from USA. So here, importer is India, exporter is USA. Here, when come to exporter factory, we have to transfer some kind of machine to the India and purchase some kind of machine. From here, first we'll go for FOB value. What is FOB value? FOB value is nothing but whatever the expenses incurred by exporter till to the exporter port, it is called as what? FOB value. One more time, it's a kind of expenses paid by exporter till the goods reach to the exporter port, it is called as FOB value. So which are the expenses he can incur? First one is going to purchase some kind of machine. He has to incur some kind of packing charges, any kind of design charges, then any kind of other expenses which occurred between this stage from exporter factory to till the exporter port, it is called as FOB value. Next one, at the time of exporter port, are we going to transfer the goods from between the countries? We are going to transfer the goods under 3 modes of transport. One is through by air, that is through by aeroplanes. Next one, we can going to transfer through by ship, here which is called as through by vessel, then through by vehicle, that is road transportation. If we are going to transfer any kind of goods between the countries through by road, we have to transfer through by vehicles. If we are going to transfer any kind of goods between the sea level, we need to transfer ship, that is vessel. Through by aeroplanes, helicopters and all, we have to transfer through by air. Let's take example. In this example, I am transferring through by exporter port through by ship, that is through by vessel. Goods as occurred in the exporter port, means in the USA port. I need to transfer all the goods. I need to put in all the goods into the ship. Here also incurring some kind of expenses, that is with regard to your loading expenses. Next one, up to here, whatever the expenses is incurring, it is called as FOB value. Next one, from here, exporter port to importer port, the goods is going to be movement here. Here, I need to incur some kind of freight charges, as well as I need to consider some kind of insurance here. Freight and insurance, it is not going to be paid by the exporter. Those 2 expenses is to be paid by the importer. So only it doesn't comes under FOB value. FOB value is kind of expenses only paid by the exporter from exporter factory to the exporter port. From here, from FOB value, exporter port, whatever the goods moving from the exporter port to importer port, we have to incur some 2 expenses, that is freight means the transportation, as well as to safeguard those goods, we are going to insure the goods, that is with regard to your insurance. If these two expenses is adding, it is called as CIF, that is cost of insurance and freight. FOB value, then CIF value. Next one, this is the value of goods of the machinery. Now, again, from importer goods, the goods has to be moved to the importer factory. Now, At what time we have to pay the custom duty? Custom duty has to be paid only at the time of importer port. After importer port, whatever the expenses is incurring, we should not consider for payment of custom duty. Whatever the goods incurring only till the importer port, we have to consider. Like example, they are going to give transportation charges from importer port to importer factory, means it is occurring after importer port, so we should not consider at all. Next one, design charges paid in USA. Design charges paid in USA comes under FOB value. Next one, insurance, freight. These are the two concepts where you have to learn something. It comes under your next step. Next one, on this CF value, we have to pay the tax to the government. That is the next one. That is rate of duty. What is rate of duty here? How much tax I have to pay? Either 10%, 12% or 15%. We are going to charge. That is one body. I already told in previous one. That is Customs Tariff Act. It is also part of custom duty. Customs Tariff Act of 1985. This is where they are going to give some kind of various tax rates. They are going to give some kind of tax rates. Those tax rates it is applicable for CIF value. Next one, last one is your exchange rate. When come to exchange rate, be careful. As of we are doing the transaction between the countries, when you are doing any kind of transaction between the countries, the rupee value, like example, importer is in India, USA it comes under your dollar. I have to repay the amount. I have to pay to the USA government through by what? Through by dollars. Here 1 rupee, as it has no, it comes under 68 rupees. Sorry, $1 is comes under 68 rupees. At what time I need to pay some kind of 68? Like example, I ordered some kind of goods to the exporter on. Wait. See here, mainly you have to consider two. One is rate of duty, and one more is exchange rate. First one we already discussed FOB, then CF value. Next we need to go for two. One is rate of duty, one more is exchange rate. Rate of duty is going to specify by, that is Customs Tariff Act. Customs Tariff Act 1985. This act, they are going to specify some kind of taxes. It comes under, that is HSN number. HSN number is nothing but organized system of nomenclature. It deals with your some kind of 6-digit code. It deals with 6-digit code. Example, I'm importing some kind of duster from the other country, in the sense, in the importer, when come to this one, Custom Tariff Act, they are not going to specify that it's a kind of duster. They are going to use some kind of digit by using 6-digit, that is comes under HSN number, that is Organized System of Nomenclature. Under this one, they are going to specify the rate, like example, 10%, 5%, 6%, that is the tax applicable for those duster. It is comes under Customs Tariff Act of 1985. And come to your rate of duty, we have to consider two important dates, that is date of bill of entry or date of goods arrived. Out of those two dates, we have to consider whichever is later. When come to rate of duty, we have to consider two. One is date of bill of entry or date of goods arrived. Out of those two dates, we have to consider whichever is later. What is called as bill of entry? See, when come to bill of entry, the importer, after receiving the goods at the in importer port, now he has to dispatch the goods. Whatever the goods he received in importer port, the importer has to come to the port and he is going to discharge the he is going to dispatch the goods in the sense, at that time he has to going to present some kind of bill of entry. some kind of bill saying that these are all goods belongs to me. On that time, he is going to produce some kind of bill of entry. On this date is called as is your bill of entry. Next one, and one more. They made some kind of recent changes in 2017. Like example, import report, goods arrived here 1/1/2019. Within 30 days, he has to present the bill of entry. If not, he is going to pay some kind of additional charges. Out of those two dates, we have to consider whichever is later. Next one, when it comes to exchange rate, that is exchange rate as of you are doing transition between the countries, we are going to the rates. The exchange rate is going to be fluctuating day by day. Here also we have to consider exchange rate on the date of bill of entry. Whenever you are going to produce the bill of entry on those date, what's the rate is there? That is the rate applicable for exchange rate. That is exchange rate they are going to give. Like example, $1 equals 68 rupees. $1 equals 70 rupees. And one more, this exchange rate has to be specified only by CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs. They are going to give some kind of exchange rates. Example, exchange rate of interbank, exchange rate of RBI. Whatever the exchange rates they are going to give, we should not consider those rates. We have to consider only that is the rate specified by CBIC. On which date? On the date of bill of entry. On the date of bill of entry, what is the exchange rate is there? Those only exchange rates we have to consider for this one. When come to rate of duty, we have to consider out of those 2 days, we have to consider whichever is later. See, next I'm going for the format here. When come to format, first they are going to give some kind of problem here. Like example, value of product. This kind of example, value of product they are going to give some kind of expenses here. Again, for this value of product, we need to add all the expenses which are occurred from exporter factory. As I already told, from exporter factory to till the exporter port, whatever the expenses is incurring, those expenses we need to add it over here. Which are the expenses? We can say that any kind of packing charges, any kind of design charges, any kind of development charges. We have to consider all the expenses which are occurred from the exporter factory to till the exporter port. We should not consider any kind of expenses after occurring after from importer port to importer factory. We should not consider any kind of expenses except one, that is selling commission, that is or any kind of commission. We have to consider only these expenses which occurred in India. If any kind of expenses in India, we should not consider except the commission. Even when come to commission also, we should not consider one, that is buying commission. Except buying commission, in India, whatever the expenses is paying, those expenses means those commission we have to consider. Then, if you add this amount, we are getting some amount, some value that is called as FOB value. From exporter factory till the exporter port, we are incurring these expenses. If you are adding this amount, we are getting some kind of FOB value. It is called as adjusted FOB. It is called as adjusted FOB. Next one, from exporter port till the importer port, we are incurring some kind of 2 additional expenses, that is freight, and one more is your insurance. For this, we need to go for separate adjustment. This is important for you. Freight and insurance, it is important. If you are adding this amount, we are getting some value that is called as CIF value, or it is called as assessable value. On this value, we are going to pay some kind of tax to the government. This is important step for you. Here, value of product, we have to consider all the expenses which incurred in foreign country. When come to India, we have to consider only one expenses, that is only commission. Suppose if they given any kind of buying commission, those commission we should not consider. If you are adding this one, we are getting some that is called as adjusted FOB value. For this amount, if you are running any kind of freight and insurance, this value getting some amount is called as CIF value, or it is called as assumed value. See, after FOB, we have to consider, after adjusted FOB, we have to consider two items, that is one more is freight and one more is insurance. When come to freight, is nothing but transportation. The exporter has transferring some kind of goods through by this three mode, like either through by air or through by land or through by ocean. If I am transferring any kind of goods through by ocean, whatever the actual expense is there, what is the actual freight? Like example, actual freight I paid transportation is 1000 in the sense, those 1000 we need to add. There is any kind of adjustment for that one. If you are transferring any kind of goods through by land, it is also you need to consider actual freight amount. Whatever the actual expenses occur at the time of freight transportation, we have to take same amount. There is no any kind of adjustments. But problems here, that is any kind of transportation we made through by air, we have to consider that is actual freight amount or 20% of adjusted FOB. 20% of adjusted FOB. That is adjusted FOB. That is we are getting some kind of adjusted FOB here. Cost, all the expenses, we are getting some amount. This is called as adjusted FOB. On that adjusted FOB, we have to consider 20% of adjusted FOB. Out of those two, we have to consider whichever is less. This is part for air freight. Next one. When come to insurance, suppose in the problem, if they given any kind of insurance, they have to consider the same actual amount. If it is not given any kind of insurance, they have to consider 1.125% on adjusted FOB value. This is for insurance. If it is given any kind of insurance, consider the same amount. Don't do any kind of calculation. If they are not given any kind of insurance value, we have to consider 1.125% on adjusted FOB value. If it is not given. Insurance, if it is given, we have to consider same actual amount. If it is not given, we have to consider 1.125% on adjusted FOB. See, next one we are going for overview. First one, meaning of duty, meaning of customs, then custom duty meaning, when it's applicable of custom duty, which is the board or which is the regulator, that is CBIC. They are going to control entire customs act. Next one, we learn some kind of format, that is one more. Take example, in the problem they are going to give FOB value, assumed as FOB value is 10,000. In the same problem, they are going to give some kind of design charges paid in UK or design charges paid in USA, assumed as it is $2,000. Next one, any kind of packing charges in USA, that is 1,000. This all in dollars, not in rupees. This all in dollars. Design charges, packing charges, then any kind of commission in India, we have to consider or not. Any kind of expenses occurred in India, we should not consider except commission. Assume it as commission, they given in rupees. Assume it as rupees value here, that is 5,000. This is dollar column, this is rupees column. Next one, they are going to give some kind of expenses, like additional expenses, that is $1,000. What is my total dollars here? 10, 2, 3, 4. That is $14,000. When you come to rate, we have to convert dollars into rupees. How to convert the dollars into rupees? They are going to give some kind of exchange rates here. Exchange rates, that is we have to consider, I already told, when it comes to exchange rate, we have to consider the rate specified by CBIC on which date? That is on the date of bill of entry. On the date of bill of entry, whatever the rate they specified, those rate we have to consider it. Assume it as $1 equals rupees 60 in the sense we have to convert, that is 14,000 into 60 rupees. We are getting some amount like 14,000 into 60, that is 8,40,000 plus, that is 8,45,000. This is it is called as adjusted FOB. See, FOB is different. Adjusted FOB is different. We have to calculate insurance and freight on adjusted FOB, not on FOB value. After adjusted FOB, we need to calculate what? That is freight here. When come to freight, I already told, if you are doing any kind of goods, transferring goods from air, we need to go for some kind of calculation. If you are doing any kind of transportation through by ocean or through by land, we have to consider the same amount. If it is 1,000, I have to consider 1,000. If it is 2,000, I have to consider 2,000. But if you are doing any kind of freight through by air, for that I need to consider actual freight. Assume it as actual freight is 10,000. Actual freight is 10,000 or 20% on adjusted FOB. How much is adjusted FOB here? That is 8,45,000. 8,45,000 into 20%.
1,69,000.
1,69,000. Convert this also into rupees because they given in the dollar. 10,000 into 60.
6 lakh.
That is 6 lakh. Out of those two, we have to consider whichever is lesser amount. 6 lakh is actual. Only adjusted FOB is 1,69,000. We have to consider only 1,69,000. Next one, after freight, we need to add insurance. Suppose in the problem, if they given any kind of insurance, we have to consider the same amount. If it is not given, we have to consider 1.125% on adjusted FOB, that is 8,45,000. That is 8,45,000 into 1.125%, that is your insurance.
9,506.
9,506. For the 8,45,000, we need to add those two values. We are getting some value. It is called as accessible value or CIF value.
10 lakh 23,000.
10,23,000.
506.
506. This is one type of problem. Suppose in the problem they may going to give CIF value is 10,23,506. We need to calculate FOB value. How to calculate FOB value? Simple. CIF value, adjusted FOB plus of what? Freight and insurance. If we deducting those two values, we are getting actual value, that is FOB value. If they given any kind of CF value in the problem, we have minus two values. First one is insurance, next one is freight. We are getting, that is adjusted FOB or FOB value. It comes under second method. These are the two methods. When come to problem, we are going to learn one more method. That's it. Thank you. From next video, we are going to do some kind of additional problems. Thank you.